If you're anything like me, you might have found yourself casually binge watching the new season of Stranger Things when all of a sudden you see today's date. You have the ACT in exactly 1 month. But don't fear, today I'm going to be teaching you how to study for the ACT in 1 month. So the first step is to collect all your study resources. Generally, there are 3 main types of study resources. They're the all-encompassing prep books, the section-specific prep books, and practice tests. For the all-encompassing prep books, these are your Barron's ACT prep book, the Princeton Review prep books, and also the ACT Prep Black Book. Now, this is a book that I recommend for everyone. It goes through a bunch of different practice tests in great detail and explains why every single answer choice is right or wrong, and it really helps you learn from your mistakes. There's also section-specific prep books, so if you find that your all-encompassing prep book is not really helpful, or if you know you don't need help in all the sections, some books that I recommend for the love of ACT Science, The Complete Guide to ACT Reading by Erica Metzler. She also has a great book for ACT English, College Panda's ACT Math. Next, we have our practice tests, which are arguably the most important part. The ACT has released 6 official practice tests in the official ACT prep book. I recommend starting with these ones because they come from the actual people who are going to be making your test on exam day. You can always check out the library and try to find copies of the same books. You can also get a lot of answer explanations on YouTube for free. Alright, now we can move on to step 2, which is to make a good study plan. It's time to plan out our studying so that we're not aimlessly trying to do too many things and not actually make real progress towards our goals. So we have 1 month to study, but chances are in this 1 month time period, there's a few days where you are going on vacation or you have a really important test coming up. And so during these days, we know we're not going to be focusing 100% on ACT studying and we're going to need to cut back. So it's important to block off these days and figure out how much time we actually have to study. In order to break down your plan, take a look at your most typical week. This is the week where you don't have any special vacations or upcoming activities. And within this typical week, find out different pockets of time where you can study. For me, it's currently the summer, so I'm working in the afternoons, but I have the mornings and evenings free. So now that I have these pockets of time, it's important to note when you study the best. For example, you may be a morning person, like me, who likes to study in the morning, or you might be someone who feels that they study and focus better at night, so you might want to plan out your studying to be most intensive in the night. For me personally, I plan my most intensive study, which for me are practice questions in the morning, and then later on throughout the day as I get a little more tired, I like to work on reviewing my answer choices and learning about specific types of problems. Now that we know how much time we have, we can plan out what we're going to be doing during these specific study sessions. First, you want to take a practice test. When you take your practice test, it's crucial that you try to simulate the actual test environment as much as possible. So make sure you're only using your number 2 pencils, you're in a quiet environment, you're free from all distractions. The more you do this, the more you can trick your brain into treating the actual test day like another practice test, and this will really help reduce any anxiety on test day. Next, you need to analyze every single question that you're unsure about or made a mistake in. And you need to really get to the root of why you made a specific mistake. You always want to try and take it a step further. So if you make a mistake, ask yourself, why did I make the mistake? One example could be, oh, I made this mistake because I didn't read carefully enough. But then take it a step further. Why did I not read carefully enough? Was this a lapse in my focus? Was I getting distracted? Really try to get in deep into what actually caused the problem, because then you can work on fixing those problems in the future. The third step of the study cycle is when we practice the weak areas. So maybe in the science section, you always mess up the question where you have to use 2 different graphs to find your answers. So if this is the case, I would find that specific type of question in a specific prep book and then practice similar questions. Finally, once you've completed all 3 steps in the study cycle, it's time to repeat. Go back to the practice test, analyze your mistakes, and really drill those into perfection. And the more you repeat this, the better you're going to be at the ACT. Step 3 is to execute our plan. We have to schedule our plan. Put it in your calendar and treat it like a non-negotiable appointment. You have to get it done. And finally, step 4, you got to analyze your plan. I'd recommend at the end of each study week to review everything you learned, so you're not just learning it and never implementing it again. Also, I would recap what went well this week and what didn't go so well, so you can make adjustments to the following week. If you're having trouble with procrastination and motivation, I have a lot of tools that have personally helped me study, so if you're interested in this kind of video in the future, please like this video so I know. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!